policing on its own cannot solve road danger. So we very much need, we're a small cog in the wheel in essence of road danger. So very much this is a collaborative issue, and none more so than working with the public. The police can't be everywhere all the time. We often hear that those police resources aren't there, or there's not speed cameras perhaps where we need them on occasion. So whilst the police can't be everywhere all the time, the public can be. And I think therefore asking the public to report road crime, and I call it road crime for a purpose. It is crime rather than sort of traffic offences, which sometimes unfortunately it's referred to. But by getting the public to report the crimes that they see in terms of people's driving, I think gives us huge opportunity to increase the deterrence for drivers, because I think perhaps that dangerous driver had always looked for, is the police car there, is the speed camera there? And if they saw neither of them, they were minded to drive perhaps more dangerously or recklessly. But now they know, and when word spreads around this, that anybody can report their driving, and police can enforce on the back of the public footage, I think that will have a major deterrence impact. So much so that I'm routinely on record as calling it an absolute game changer for road danger. I think it is. And therefore, the role Nextbase play as one provider, and I know they're a keen supporter of Project Edward, so I thank them for that, is really, really important. But obviously this is any footage, so it's dash cam footage, it's head cam footage from cyclists, it's sometimes horse riders have the footage as well, so but it can be anything, mobile phone footage, anything. So any member of the public can now report what they see, and the police can take action across that. Now we have in the past, it's been pretty indifferent in terms of the service you get from whatever policing area you report to. Some did it really well, some did it okay, and some didn't do it at all. So we've now issued national guidance, and I chair a national working group which pretty much every force in the country attend. When we developed that guidance, and to put the guidance into context, it delivers, in my view, a minimum standard that the public can expect when reporting their footage. So they should expect an update in terms of what we do with it. Now that might be no further action, it might be a warning letter, it might be we refer them to a driving course, it might be a fixed penalty notice, it might be a summons to court. And I know that we do disqualify drivers on the back of the footage that gets referred. Drivers have got suspended prison sentences on the back of the footage referred as well. So it really does have an impact, but I felt it was really, really important to update the public, because one, to educate them, so if perhaps they submit footage which is of no use, they know, so it doesn't essentially waste their time and ours in future. But also in the cases where we do use it, I think it's really, really important they know it's being used, and therefore minded to refer again. And actually it's really, really courteous to update them in terms of, to thank them essentially for their footage, and to explain that it was of use as well. And I think that's been a really, really important step. And we are seeing substantial increases in referral numbers now. I see this across the country. We still got work to do. So I think in terms of our enforcement, on occasion it's too light. And I think that will grow and become more consistent as time passes. But I think actually sentencing in general on road crime is light, and I think that's just perhaps a culture issue, both within policing, but within the wider justice system, and in fact probably wider society as to how they view road crime and the impact it has. Because what is this about? Fundamentally, it's about protecting life. So we very much want our roads to be safer. That deterrence factor I talked about in terms of the way drivers may drive because they're concerned they may be reported. It allows us to enforce, so therefore curtail some of the driving that's out there, and obviously disqualify some drivers. I think that's a really big win for the public who wanted to be part of the solution. They can be now, and as I said, referral numbers are dramatically increasing across the country, and I think this will only grow as well. So when we look further forward, I think in time manufacturers should fit a dash camera standard. I've certainly been calling for that for a while, and I think would be a really positive step forward. I think insurers should incentivise usage as well through premiums being lower. And I think, again, that would encourage safe and sensible driving from the people that they insure, and would be, again, a positive step forward. And I think the technology will improve as well. So we can, despite what people think, enforce speed through, for example, dash cam referral. That's not something we do as a matter of course, but we can do it. But it just takes work and analysis, and road safety support have demonstrated with some of their circulations cases which have gone to court and successfully been prosecuted and convicted based on dashcam footage for speeding. But I think in time the technology, for example, might develop so it becomes just so easy to enforce that. And I think what we are seeing is proportionate use of dashcam, so we're trying to prioritise the type of offences that we enforce for it, and of course speeding would very much be one of them as an absolute primary contributory factor to fatal and serious collisions. So we are trying to be proportionate. We are developing, or trying to develop, the technology. We are trying to influence industry, and we are now, with clear guidance across the country, nationally using it, and crucially as well, we're marketing it to the public so that word spreads, referrals continue to rise, and drivers become increasingly aware that we can use that footage and what it means for them as well.